Now, where were we? Just in case you were worried that, you know, you were going to see some of your mates in this game, it's not actually going to happen. Possibly the most fascinating thing in the past week that's literally blown my tiny little world apart is learning that Deadly Premonition 2 is actually happening. My life is infinitely improved as a result. But hey, we're in episode 1, and we're going to resume from where we were, which was at the front of the hotel lobby. So let's just go there.
Previously during the investigation, these puppies
Let me know if I
are
have
making
to
me
turn
go
up
to
the
another
in-game
town
speech a
the
bit.
boondocks again.
I didn't think you'd keep me waiting in the rain for so long.
Welcome to Greenvale. I'm the sheriff, George Woodman. Call me George.
There's definitely something in this town. Do you feel it, Zach? My coffee warned me about it.
It does seem to be pretty quiet to me, but I've heard it all before. Anyway, we're in the lovely hotel. There's something here already. God, controlling this is actually kind of horrific. Well, we're going to get tired at some point, so a milky coffee could come in handy. Now, there are pointless optionals in this game, loads of them, including collecting crappy baseball cards. There's tons of them. One for every character in the game, more or less, as well as a few pointless ones. But you know what, first I fancy getting my fortune from a coffee like a normal person.
There's always trouble heading my way in this job. But I'm always up for a little excitement, too.
So yeah, fortune-telling coffee. I don't know why it does that, but it does. So there we go. I think that's good enough reason, right? Yeah, fortune-telling coffee. Yeah. Now, let's check the weather. I don't know if I done that last time. Today is a fine, clear day. Perfect day to have a walk. I'll take that on board. And I think before I finished the last video, we had met Polly, who's got a weak hearing apparently, but is fit enough to run a hotel by herself.
Oh, hi.
Let's talk to her. And what can I do for you, Mr. Morgan? Well, we can buy all this crap. And I think I bought some stuff, including the most expensive cheese you've ever seen. Actually, I don't know. You've probably seen more expensive cheese if you've been overseas. But I do have to say, $14.45 for like a Chupa Chup is kind of taking the piss. I don't care where you're from. Well, okay, we'll try to take it easy today. We're not likely to crash our car, so that's a start. No, there's no fortune teller, fortune telling wedding. And in fact, that was the end of the episode. Fuck. I really should have just ended the episode there last week. Well, this would have been the ideal moment. Here's the greatest theme in video game history.
A police car. So we have King George to thank for preparing a car for me. A pleasant surprise, eh, Zach? Let's take it for a spin.
Is York's voice too quiet? Should I actually turn up the in-game speech?
I have to tell you, Zach, this place simply amazes me. The keys were left on the front hood, and nobody stole the car. Values. This town has what the country needs. Values. Let's head over to the sheriff's department.
Now, yeah, you actually can turn on your indicators, your window wipers, you can honk your horn, and all that business. And you have to turn your lights on. Slight problem, of course, is that every car in this here controls like a nightmare. It's like kind of like a shopping trolley from hell. I think we need maybe a little bit of music, don't we? Put the voices up to about 80%. Hopefully that'll do the job. 82%. Background music to about 70%. Sound effects not as much. I think that seems reasonable. No, I don't want to cancel my changes. Oh, Jesus Christ, help me. Yes, I want to keep these settings. And now I want to exit. Oh, good God, are you kidding me? No. Just let me live. Let me live, Deadly Premonition. Ah. That wasn't at all complicated, just to change your own controls. So here we are, driving the most terrible car. Welcome to Greenvale. What a lovely place. And yeah, we can talk to ourselves in the car, so let's do that.
So, Zach, about those bonus features in DVDs nowadays. You know, the ones from the 80s have almost no bonus material. Even if they do, it's a trailer and the visual quality is pretty bad. Well, that visual quality is a good reminder of those days. So many new audio and visual appliances were coming out back then. Do you remember the first video deck we bought? We bought it to record one of the Star Wars movies on TV. And remember when that video store opened, we spent hours there, just trying to find a good movie to rent. There weren't that many to choose from back then. I remember renting some really bad ones after reading those back cover taglines. Hey, remember? Attack of the Killer Tomatoes? Filmed in 1978. Produced, directed, written, and edited by John DeBello. It was really awful, but for some reason I still remember it pretty well. It had so many sequels, and the original was re-released in '95. The 87-minute-long theatrical release bumped up to a whopping 90 minutes. But that was around the time I joined the Bureau. I never have a chance to see it. I know, Zach. Once this case is over, we can watch it together. I bet we can buy a copy on the internet pretty easily.
That's trying to do a handbrake turn, by the way. But yes, one of my favorite things in this game is Francis York Morgan talking to himself about old movies and stuff. So yeah, it slightly boosts the acceleration to use that there, but then it's constantly making a car sound, so that's kind of irritating. And believe me, it's even more irritating on the PC port, where if you're trying to play the game in surround sound, if you drive a car at all, you constantly have the sound of a car braking. Constantly. There's no getting over it. It's unbelievable in many ways, but it's also deadly premonition, and the PC port's one of the most broken things that's ever been released. Disgracefully so, in fact, but there you go. The whole thing about recording Star Wars off the TV definitely like strikes a note, because man, we had like videotape copies of the first 3 movies, like just again, I don't even know if they were recorded from TV or just like a bad bootleg version or whatever. We watched the shit out of those as kids. So, this is where you can go to get your gas filled. And it's entirely random who's going to serve you.
Oh,
There's this girl.
I've never seen you here before. You in town to see
Or
some
there's her-
sights?
There's also her very, very angry husband, Jack.
What's your name?
I'm Gina. Folks call me the Rose.
I'm Francis York Morgan, FBI Special Agent. I'm investigating the death of Anna Graham.
FBI? Wow, how cool. And, ooh, I like that scar.
Do you have any info on Anna or any suspicious individuals?
Ugh, I hate that complex stuff. Let's have a more simple conversation.
Simple.
Yeah. Do you want gas or not? Uh-huh.
Hey, people really like my service. They like it when I put it in, and they like it when I pull it out. Do you like the way I pump it? Let's talk. I'm not in the conversation. Wow. Tell me to fill her up, and I just might pump it down. Good God. Good God. So that was info gathering, apparently, by the way. But I think you need to meet the incredible husband of hers, Jack. And you'll love his voice acting. This is Jack. I think Jack listens to the Grateful Dead.
You from out of town? I ain't seen you here before.
I'm Francis York Morgan, FBI Special Agent. I'm investigating the death of Anna Graham. Do you have any info on Anna or any suspicious individuals?
I ain't got nothing to tell the cops.
What about the FBI?
Shut up.
At least give me your name.
I'm Jack. They call me Raging Bull.
That's a manly nickname.
Shut it. If you're a customer, act like one and shut the mouth. Huh?
I don't talk with customers, apparently. But he will spit on the ground for us, so that's lovely. We can either get a car wash, get gas, or we can bribe him. Let's bribe him. Why not? Let's get some information.
Jack, here's the Ben Franklin you wanted.
Give it to me.
And this is a side quest, believe it or not. And when the game gives you a side quest, it comes up here, and yeah, Jack at Heaven and Hell Gas wants $100 bills. Hey, don't we all? However, if you give him more than 1,000, he'll supposedly give you some really big info for the investigation then. Yeah, this is a side quest. So what's he give us for
Hey
$100?
there, Benjamin. I wanted to talk to you. Have you heard this yet? I'll tell you another one when I see you again.
So yeah, he'll give you hints towards certain side quests. Nothing that useful to tell the truth.
Zach, did you see that? It was as if we weren't here. I wonder what that was all about. Did it make sense to you?
I do love York, by the way. I mean, I just can't not love York. I know that's like a double negative, but still.
Zach, is there something here that you want to check out? We're supposed to go through Anna Graham's file at the sheriff's office, but if you want to act on a hunch, then I'm with you.
Well, I want to get this baseball card that I just noticed was here. It's Gina's sponge! How could we turn down Gina's sponge? Is that a euphemism? Well, there's lots of pointless crap here, but nothing we really need. Look at that brilliant dog model. You can't beat that. We can get Gina to wash our car, and that's actually a side quest, believe it or not. And it's somehow more embarrassing than you might think. We're talking Bayonetta levels of embarrassment. Except with pure graphics, essentially. Aye. I thought just to give a wee bit of flavour, I'd show you a few places in the town before we carry on with the game. So I just got my car crashed into. Whoops. But here's the local store. This is this game's tomato convenience store, essentially. But it's the local shop rang by a couple from the town. So let's go in and check it out. This is the massive shop called the Milk Barn. And it's run by a suspect, apparently. Let's hear what this person has to say. Yeah, let's do just that.
So, you're the talk of the town.
FBI Special Agent Francis York Morgan. Please call me York. That's what everyone always calls me.
The name's Keith. A pleasure meeting you, York. Sure is a big scar. It's bigger than I thought it would be.
So, Keith, I have a couple of questions about the incident.
Huh? Sure, fire away, man.
Did you know Anna Graham?
Yeah, of course, man. Poor little Anna. She was such a nice girl. I mean, what kind of sicko would do that to her?
Well, I'm here to catch that sicko. Listen, even the smallest piece of information might be useful to me. If there's anything you noticed or want to let me know, contact me.
Okay, will do, bro. You got my cooperation, FBI.
Another thing, I'll be frequenting your store during my stay here, so I'll see you around.
Sure thing, bro. We got what you need, so drop in anytime.
Yeah, believe it or not, this is a married man. And one of my favorite things has got to be his jacket. Which is back at the hole with the two double fingers, which I'm pretty sure is rude. But I got a photo of it and made it my WhatsApp user icon. Yeah, there's loads of amazing foodstuffs to be bought from Keith here.
Hey, bro.
Let's see what he's got. Hey, FBI, wanna browse at the merchandise, man? We got enough rockin' stuff here, just like a shop in the city. I'm sure you'll find what you want. Check it out. I heard that you have everything here. Is that true? Of course, oh yeah. But I tend to forget what we got. I always get in trouble because my list isn't all that it's supposed to be. If, man, for any reason you don't like my list, I'm cool. I'm cool. You could always ask Lily. Her list is always perfect. I'll keep that in mind. So you want to buy something? So yeah. Mostly the same kind of stuff, although we can buy a shovel, which is good for beating things over the head with. Doesn't last all that long, though. Not really much else that we can get from Keith. But as he says, his wife sells better things. Thanks a lot, bro. I like the Rock and Roll Night poster, by the way. That's sweet. Let's talk to his wife.
FBI Special Agent Francis York Morgan. And you are?
Lily Ingram. My husband owns a convenience store, and we have 2 sons.
That's usually how I say hello to people. I tell them exactly
I like to
who
think
makes
that
up my
I'm just
family.
a regular wife in a regular family. Aside from the point that our sons were the first witnesses to the crime scene.
You seem pretty calm considering their involvement in such a big murder case.
You think so? I'm glad to hear that. Anyway, if I looked all bleak and gloomy, I think it would hurt our business.
Agent Morgan, about that scar.
Lily, please don't call me that. Call me York if you can. People have been calling me York for a long time.
You're a silly one.
No, not at all. I'm just a regular special agent.
He's really
so
not.
what were you about to say, Lily?
Huh?
About my scar?
I'm sorry. I seem to have forgotten. It's because you said something silly.
I see. Well, if you remember anything important, just let me know.
I will.
I'll probably be making use of your store during my stay here, so I'll see you from time to time.
Okay, I'll see you soon then.
And yeah, hey, there's a baseball card here. I'm gonna pick that one up. Which is a guitar. Called Grekot. Okay. And yeah, we can talk
Hi
to Lily
there.
here. And because she's got a little computer icon above her head, that means she's actually got a quest. So it's hard to get everything out in the countryside like this, huh? But we do get our supplies from the city, so we should have what you need. No problem. This shop is just the right size for finding things. Really? I'm glad then. If you can't find what you want with Keith, then please come ask me. He only tends to remember things that he likes himself. So there's some stuff he'll probably forget to offer you. Then why don't you look after the store? I couldn't do that. He owns the place. It wouldn't do him any good to rely on me all the time, either. You shouldn't do anything to destroy the confidence of those you love. Right, hon? Don't know about this? You're a very understanding woman. Anyway, Keith works better when he's confident. When he works, well, that lightens the load on me. Yeah, you are having this conversation right in front of him, you know. I see. Well, that's a clever strategy. I wouldn't have the patience to carry out that strategy. Now stop being silly. Well, did you want to buy something? I can show you what we've got. Yeah, let's see what she's got. So yeah, we can buy a sickle from her as well as all this other shit. Including onions. That's a nearly $10 for a lone onion. How about that? The economy's gone mad. Turkey. An unbelievably delicious turkey sandwich. I need to own $100 turkey. That does not look like a good turkey sandwich. That looks horrific. Holy crap. Smoked salmon? A lot of the characters in this here aren't all here, Andrew. You're gonna find out quite quickly. Well, we'll talk to Lily anyway. Hey, hon, what's up? And if we talk to her,
You
let's
always
get
look
ourselves
like
a
a
side
busybody.
quest.
Is the job working you that hard?
It's not so bad, hon. I've gotten used to it now, really. You seem to be taking it easy.
Sometimes it's important to take a laid-back approach. Pressing forward too quickly can be a recipe for disaster.
You're being silly. Oh, yeah. Hun, if you have time on your hands, can I ask you a favor?
Such as?
Nothing major. It's just our storage room is a total mess. Keith just makes it worse every time he tries to clean it up. And I can't move the heavy boxes in there. I used to ask my father to help us out, but, well, he's not that young anymore. Of course, I'll give you something in return. If you tidy the place up, I'll give you this.
What's that?
A bronze card. It's a discount card for the milk barn. You'll be able to buy things cheaper with this. I think it'll help you lower your investigation expenses.
So you're saying that helping you out will ultimately help the investigation. Zach, what do you think? I don't mind if you want to help her.
I think we're gonna
Thank
do
you,
that,
Hon.
right?
The storage room is this way.
So yeah, even though you work for the FBI, apparently you can do part-time jobs on the side. Lily's giving you part-time work tidying up the milk bar storeroom by pushing the boxes around. The milk barn is only open when the weather is nice. Lunch break included. I love that, the idea of a shop that only opens when the weather is good. Like, I mean, literally nowhere in Northern Ireland would be open most of the time. Anyway. This is a bit of a bollocks, because it actually still controls with the regular controls, but yeah, it's top down. And a nightmare. And a goddamn nightmare. Plus he pushes the boxes as quickly as Lara Croft pushed blocks in the original Tomb Raider. Which is to say, incredibly slowly. There's actually 3 of these kind of puzzles to completely finish up all her side quests. So, you can probably see there. If I was to try and push... Well... easiest thing to do would be to push this one over here, right? I'm really terrible at these kind of puzzles, by the way. And I think there was a side job in The Misadventures of Tronbon, where you essentially done the exact same kind of thing as well. And there was a game on the Game Boy, which was pretty much like this here, called Boxel. And I was really shit at that. Like, after the first 2 levels, I was like, what am I supposed to be doing? Oh God, help me. Can you actually hear the music there, I'm wondering? You should be able to hear the rockabilly-esque music. And I'm not sure if you can. Let me know if not, and then I can turn it up a bit.
Thank you, hun. You've been a big help. You're a real hero.
A hero?
You just can't leave those who need help alone, can you? I could tell you know, hun. You're that kind of guy. Anyway, here's your reward, hun. You've earned it.
Don't like being
I'll
called
give you a
Han all the
discount from
time.
your next purchase.
Thank you, Lily. We'd better be careful not to get carried away and overspend, Zach.
Agent York, you're a good person. My father doesn't seem to appreciate you yet, but I do.
And I'm sure Keith and the boys feel the same. Come by anytime, okay?
We've not even met the boys yet, but we did see them at the start. Both in the intro and York's weird dream sequence. We can talk more to Keith, and he also has side quests, but we'll not bother with those yet. Maybe I'll turn the music up a wee bit more, should I? It sounds like I need to from what you're saying. But then you'll get to the parts where there's, for instance, that whistling music, and the music will be completely overbearing. Anyway, we do actually have a job to be doing, and that is to get to the police station. You can see where people are on the map by looking at things like that there. So for instance, there's the two Ingrams. This is where we're supposed to be going. There's some people in this diner, suspects apparently. Apparently that's somebody called Brian's house. I don't know who Brian is though. There's a place called the Galaxy of Terror. It's actually a local nightclub, believe it or not. A farm. Loads of baseball cards, as you can see. That's where Thomas, Carol, and apparently Fiona live. Don't know who Fiona is. There's all sorts of people in the town though. And speaking of which, one of them I'd like to meet. That's the gas station. It's apparently Richard's house and some suspects. There's Emily's house. She's the local cop girl. A farm. That's an electrical substation. Possibly not for us. There's Nick's house and Anna's house, so we're gonna actually head down to Anna's house. After all, Anna was murdered, so maybe we should call in, see how the mum's doing. Sure, she doesn't know who we are, but she could hardly complain about that, could she? I can't wait for you to see just how bad the driving can be at points. But yeah,
Speaking of
we'll
80s
talk.
movies, one jewel in the rough springs to mind. Deadly Spawn. Do you remember that one, Zach? Back in '83, directed by Douglas McCown. Right, it was filmed pretty cheap, but still it was pretty good. The monster design with the mouth crammed full of teeth, I loved it. So many delicious B-movie cliches. Did you know that they made a sequel? But I never got to see the sequel. The rental store didn't have it for some reason. They said the staff for the sequel was totally different from the original. Wonder how the sequel turned out. You know, the monster in that one responded to sound. Wait, Zach. Sounds a lot like the movie Tremors. I think that one was back in '89, directed by Ron Underwood. Now that was a great role for Kevin Bacon. Masterpiece. Zach, that one had sequels like crazy. I remember there was a fourth one. I've only seen the first one, though.
And I love Tremors, and I've only seen the first two Tremors. The second one I thought was terrible, and I never actually bothered watching any of the other sequels after that. Oh my god! You just crashed into a cop, man! What's your problem? Anyway, I've never seen Deadly Spawn, so that could be one for me to look at some point. Oops. You can't actually totally trash your car, by the way, in this. Thankfully, it hasn't happened to me yet. But yeah. This is apparently Anna's house, but it's closed at the moment. Huh. Isn't it Anna's house? I think this is supposed to be Anna's house. I'm pretty sure the designer of this game, Swery, is really into crap movies. You'll see some influences in places. It's locked. It's pretty normal for house doors to be locked, to be fair. But I can't go in there yet. Well, I guess I'll call back later. What kind of time is a house open at? Anyway, maybe we should just head to the station, see what's going on there, huh? After all, they were expecting me. And they probably weren't expecting me to be dicking around quite so badly. Here's Greenvale Police Station. Or should I say the Sheriff's Department?
That's one fine building for such a small town. The exterior woodwork is spectacular. Don't you agree, Zach?
So let's meet some more of the cast.
Pleasure to meet you, Agent Morgan. We've been expecting you. I'm Thomas McLean, the sheriff's assistant.
FBI Special Agent Francis York Morgan. Please just call me York. It's what everyone else calls me.
Very well then, Agent York.
I believe I owe you a thank you for retrieving my belongings from my car.
Yeah, it's just a your joke, Andre.
No, just doing my job. I want to help do everything I can to help the investigation. I just can't believe Anna was murdered. She was such a bright and lovely girl.
Did you know her well?
Well, no, not really. But it's a very small town. I'm sorry. It's just that this is the first really big case I've ever seen.
I understand. Just try to relax. Can I have a look at Anna's file now?
Yes, of course. The sheriff told me to let you through to the meeting room, but I've lost the key to the cabinet where the files are. Why don't you take a look around while I go look for it?
Okay. Let me know when things are ready. Zach, Thomas appears to be the kind and sensitive type, totally at odds with the monarch. Almost a good setting for a cartoon.
Yes, that's Thomas's run, and believe me, Thomas is quite the character. You'll soon see, or you'll eventually see. I like that photo of a street corner there. Very nice. Very nice. But yeah, there's a lot of very odd things about Thomas. He may come across like he's supposed to be a kind of, how would you describe it? A kind of proxy for Andy from Twin Peaks, but no, he's weirder than Andy, believe me. This is the police station, anyway. This is like an operation room. We can see the weather. Didn't really look at any of the photos there, did I? Sheriff and Hose since 1950. I guess that was supposed to be Sheriff and Horse, but sure. Sheriff and Hose. Don't open. Well, we can't open it. That's fortunate for them. Or maybe York's just so good at obeying instructions that he doesn't even give us the ability to hit the button. He's taking it out of our hands. Emily's in here. as you can see strangely through the walls to have an idea of where somebody's presence is. There's George. George of the jungle. Let's talk to George. He's exercising.
Do you work out every day?
Of course, Agent Morgan. Exercise keeps me healthy. I haven't missed a day since I started in high school.
Now that's impressive. Remind me to get more exercise, Zach.
But I can't
Look at
do my
George's
routine today
face.
without Arnold. I haven't seen Arnold around since yesterday.
Arnold.
He's a training buddy of mine. His partner Sylvester misses him too. If you see Arnold around, let me know, will you? Can't finish my workout menu without him.
Okay. I'll keep an eye out for him.
Sadly, we don't get to ride a horse in this game. Sorry. And hey, we've got ourselves another side quest. We have to look for Arnold. And yes, Arnold and Sylvester. That's literally what they're getting at. Dear Christ, I know. You know, since George is up and awkwardly exercising behind one of his officers' backs, I guess we can come in here and have a look around his actual office. There's good-looking Francis York Morgan, our hero. Uh-oh. He's came back into the office.
Look at this. Oh, now this is something special. It's the epitome of the old frontier sheriff's office.
Oh, we definitely don't get to ride a hose.
A stuffed deer's head on the wall. A flag, a hunting rifle. A hunting rifle. Amazing. You'd never see a hunting rifle on the wall of a police department in the city. That's just amazing. Wonder if the sheriff would ever let me shoot it.
Is the voice... Do I need to turn the voice over up a wee bit more? Because York is a wee bit whispery sometimes. But we can talk to him. Don't bother me unless you have something really important. I already have enough to worry about with Arnold missing. I think we're going to have to get this guy as Arnold. Otherwise, he's just not going to be dealing with reality that well. And here's Emily. Let's see what she's up to.
Hi.
Hello there, Emily. Could you perhaps show me around the office before the meeting starts? I'm sorry, Agent York. I've got my hands full. Could you ask Thomas? I don't think that's a good idea. Why? What's going on? He lost the key to the cabinet with the files. And asked me to take a look around the office till he finds it. Well, I hope that doesn't take too long. So, yeah. Emily doesn't seem to want any of our shit, and I guess I should be with her on that. Pardon me. Well, we got a kitchen rig. And we got some squirrel keys. Well, he said he wanted some squirrel keys, right? So that'll do. And there's another turkey sandwich, yes! In fact, it's a baseball card of a turkey sandwich. That also gets us loads of money. I don't understand either. But hey, is that a... There's a dumbbell!
Zach, we've found Arnold. Let's get him back to George. I guess it's a cute name for a dumbbell.
It almost authentically controls like a Shenmue nightmare. It's so awkward steering yourself about, it's unreal. I just remembered that the room that George is in is actually in here. But we should give him his... Like, maybe he'll start to like us a bit more if we give him his dumbbell, right? Do favors for people. You know how it works. Agent Morgan, did you want something? And let's give him the dumbbell. It's used for working out the muscles. It says Arnold on it. I wonder if that's the name of the owner. Well, you already know it's not.
George, I found Arnold.
Really?
He was a bit hard-headed, but I got him to come back.
Oh. Arnold. Well done, Agent Morgan. Now I can work out using my normal workout menu.
Good to hear that.
Here's a little something to show you my appreciation.
And yeah, we just got a baseball
makes
card
us
for
even.
finishing his quest.
I don't owe you anything, and you don't owe me anything. No changes to how we work together. Just bear that in mind.
Zach, he needs some friends who aren't so dumb.
Well, that was a side quest. At least the FBI rewards us handsomely for pointless side quests. There's Emily again.
Hi.
Any luck? Let me know if there's anything I can help with. Oh, there's nothing I need help with. Why don't you lend Thomas a hand? Looking for that key? I hardly know my way around the place. I'd help it too, but I got my hands full. No keys are allowed to be taken outside, so the key should be somewhere in the office. Well, that's information at least. You might have left it in the locker room. That's the kind of thing, like, you know, I would do. Leave the key in the locker room. It's a reasonable thing to do, actually. And there's a long-tailed flying squirrel key. We also have Iron Body, which, yeah, looks a bit strange. And apparently we can start opening other people's lockers, but not too many. There's a select few that you can open. 'Cause video games. There's a storage room as well. And indeed, it is a storage room. But hey, there's pointy-tailed flying squirrel keys. Everybody loves the pointy-tailed flying squirrel, right? Of all the squirrels, the pointy-tailed one's my favorite. A well-organized storage room. No doubt this is Thomas's work too. Whoever gets to marry him will be spoiled rotten. Well, that's if they're not scundered to death once they run behind him. But yeah, you can see York's a real nice guy. He has a lot of time for people. And he always tries to see the best in people, which I think is admirable. We got ourselves some squirrel keys, so these are bound to work, right? You can look at him. He looks somewhat nervous, though I sense inner strength in him. He's serious and an excellent cook. Though whether that makes him an able deputy is another story. Man, York can tell a lot of things just by looking at someone once. These are some sort of magic shelves, apparently. If this was Resident Evil 2, you'd probably be doing a puzzle from opening and closing these in a certain order, right? They also seem to have a timed release. I have a feeling that eventually one of those actually has a baseball card in it, but I can't recall exactly. You can have a look around the station. You see George is there, Emily. But no, doesn't look like there's any baseball cards. Perhaps I was full of shit. Let's talk to Thomas. Agent York, did you find the key? Well, there you go.
You found the key.
I think so. Is this it?
You don't know your squirrels, do you? This isn't the right key holder. This is a Siberian flying squirrel. It's closer to a land-based squirrel. The Siberian flying squirrel is larger than the southern flying squirrel and has a standing tail while the southern has a hanging tail. But we're looking for a southern flying squirrel right now.
You sure do know a lot about squirrels.
Well, I sure don't know fuck all about squirrels, so let's give him the long-tail flying
You
squirrel.
found the key.
I hope so.
Could be it.
No, this is a sugar glider. Sorry, wrong key. The sugar glider is a small gliding possum. It has shorter hair and a longer column-like tail. You can really see its muscle definition on this image, can't you? But we're looking for a southern flying squirrel right now.
Zach, can you tell these things apart?
The sugar glider. A sugar glider?
You found
Well,
the
it's
key.
probably not the gray squirrel.
Is this the one you were looking for?
No. This is a gray squirrel. Sorry, that's not the key. Nothing particularly special about the gray squirrel, I'm afraid. You can find them in the US, Canada, and in England, too.
A gray squirrel. What was I thinking?
But we're looking for a southern flying squirrel right now.
So apparently, this key has... this key apparently, you know... unbelievably so, or this station, sorry, is just full of squirrel keys. There seems to be more squirrel keys than there are fucking cops. Yeah, he is getting a bit, how do you know so much about swallows? He's getting to that stage, isn't he? But hey, I guess we're in prison now. There's a shooting gallery. There's some striped squirrel keys. I guess we'll take those. Combat in this game is bliss, by the way. Apparently this is just going boogaloo. They just leave this running all day. The shooting gallery. This person probably has nothing to do with the investigation. Again, he's very good at just obtaining that information. Desk for the warden. Is it even in use? Doesn't seem like it. Well, you can sleep in prison if you want, by the way. Not much point in doing so, but you can. couple of prisoners. Hey, there's something in there. First of all, it's a bit of money. And curvy-tailed flying squirrel keys. That sounds like the bastard there. You can't shoot cops. No, that definitely isn't allowed. Yep. Basically, you get penalized for even pointing a gun at another cop. They instantly fine you on the spot and take it out of your account, and that's harsh. That is harsh. Anyway, we found our key. The epic quest may continue. And I probably should do something before I stop playing, because as you can see, like Shenmue, I can balls around a lot in this game. And pretty much have covered nothing. Oh wait, I was supposed to give the key to Thomas, not to Emily. I keep bugging Emily, I'm sorry. I'm a bit of a creeper, what can I say? Hey Thomas, are these your fucking keys? Agent York, did you find the key? It's gotta be this one, right?
You found the key.
That's the
What
right
did
one.
I?
Yes, a southern flying squirrel. Thank you so much. I'll bring the files right in, so please go to the meeting room.
Okay, I'll be waiting for you. Well, Zach, we just got here, and we've cracked a big case already.
The victim's name was Anna Graham. Age 18, she just recently graduated from high school this year. Her dream was to move out to the city and become a model. But for the time being, she was working in the A&G diner here in town. She lived with her mother, Sally. Anna's father died in an accident in a lumber mill when she was a child. Her mother is unemployed and lives on the insurance money from her husband's accident. After all, it's a small town with a low cost of living. Financially, they seem to get by fine, and they led normal lives.
A normal life is exactly what a curious teenager doesn't want. It's all starting to make sense, Zach.
City folk. No, I take that back. All of them can't be as bad as him, and some should have better manners.
Huh. This is a good biscuit. I've never tasted a biscuit this delicious. Where in town can I get these?
Well, actually, I baked them myself.
That's amazing. What are you doing in law enforcement? They're very particular about biscuits, I'll have you know. The balance of milk and butter you've achieved here. Oh, my.
Agent Morgan, the autopsy's ready. You are welcome to accompany me to the Greenvale General Hospital. Emily, you come too. Thomas, stay here and tidy up these files.
Yes, sir.
We're going to use the car outside.
Make me more biscuits.
Let's get going. You might think this is just a small-town police investigation, but our inspections are thorough and solid. I'm hoping you won't slow us down.
Well, I might if you keep feeding me these biscuits. Sweet, sweet cash. Again, that unbelievably
Greenvale
delicious
General
turkey
Hospital is
sandwich
down
looks
the
like
road by the
shit.
lake. It's too far to walk. Come on, get in the car.
If I'm riding in a car, George, I prefer to be the driver. Can you for me?
What are you talking about? You don't even know how to get there.
Which is another good reason for me to drive, George. I need to learn my way around town.
Oh, man. Very well. Then I'll ride with you. I want to keep an eye on you.
Fair enough.
Just
You
one
like
thing,
the fact
Agent
that
Morgan.
York
Your
was-
involvement in this case is limited. That means you don't have to learn your way around town.
George, we'd better get moving. The hospital closes at 2100.
So anyway. Yeah, we're supposed to drive along with these cretins. Head towards the hospital. We all want this case solved as quickly as possible. We sure do. Oh no, it's starting to rain. And as you see, when it starts to rain in town, we gotta wear our FBI coat. There's Emily. We need to get to the hospital and get those autopsy results. Yeah, we do.
Agent Morgan, get us there quickly, but drive within the speed limit. Just because you have a badge doesn't mean you can drive like a maniac.
George, what are you, his mother?
We just need to get the autopsy results.
Agent York isn't accustomed to the town yet. Give him a little slack. Well then, Agent York, let's get going.
Sure, sounds good.
Sadly, you can't run people over. I think you do get a penalty for that as well. But you actually could have taken that Jeep, by the way, but I decided not to take the Jeep. And we can also be a jerk and get out of the car, and then they'll get a wee bit stressed at you as well. Let's just get out of here. I guess it's time for us to head to the hospital. But believe me, it's not a clear path there because this is deadly premonition. And you can't zoom the map out enough to get a proper look at the map. But anyway, there's the hospital, which has got a couple of suspects in it. So to actually get there, I'm gonna take a right, go down this main road. And then take a left. Okay. I think we can do this. Let's talk.
I can't help noticing you prefer to work alone.
Most of the time, yes.
Don't you get lonely, flying all over the country alone?
I must say I've never felt lonely.
Are you married?
Unfortunately, relationships and I are fleeting strangers. I don't get on very well with women, you might be surprised to hear.
That's because you're young. You notice things like that at my age. You have to treat women carefully, like a thin crystal wine glass. If you don't, they
You
can
hearing
cut
that, guys?
scars on your face, just like yours, right?
George, is this an interrogation? I see you're a seasoned professional. But let's not talk about my scar. It was caused by a problematic woman.
Well, she got you good. Terribly good.
It'll fade away, and nobody will notice it in a week.
A week? It's not that light of a wound.
So, Emily, tell me, is there really a need for a full-time sheriff in a small town like this?
I'm sure it is small to your city eyes, but any gathering of people leads to all kinds of problems. Fights, runaways, stray pets.
I've
You're
missed
too
my turn.
fixated on violent crimes. Our job is to guide the people along the correct path, first and foremost. That's what I consider to be my duty as the sheriff of Greenvale.
Zach, there he is, the monarch in all his glory.
You came here to investigate, right, Zach? Yeah, okay, I definitely drove too far in that direction. Sorry about that. Oh, and I just turned around the wrong way again. Go, Deadly Premonition, go! I can't even blame the game for that one, that was me. Luis, when you say he's right, do you mean that women are like wine glasses, or which part is he right about? Ah, this is the right I want to be taking. 2 streets on the right. I can do this, I believe. Let's do a handbrake turn. Ho! Oh, let's never do a handbrake turn.
Middle of a homicide investigation. Keep your mind on the matter at hand.
He's right, Agent York. You still don't know your way around. Concentrate on driving us to the hospital.
Oh, sorry. So yeah, we can turn on our lights. And better yet, we can turn on our window wipers. We can be real jerks. Leave our indicators going even though we're not actually using them. And believe it or not, the inside of every car is different. And I do like the fact that your indicators do light up in your dash as well. The game's got all the details in the right places sometimes, and then other times you're like, what? Why have you got details there and then the rest of the game's collapsing in on itself? It's hard to understand. Well, let's go to the hospital. That's a very good point, Andre. The quickest way to the hospital would have been to crash the car, surely.
That's a pretty big hospital. Guess they wanted to be ready for town-wide food poisoning?
No. It's another leftover from the town's prosperous slumber days. Hard to imagine now, though, isn't it?
My mother always talked about how energetic this town used to be. Almost like a gold rush, she used to say.
Impressive.
But the hotter the fever, the faster it cools. And so now there's hardly anyone left to use this place.
It pains me to watch my hometown lose so many citizens. Beyond your understanding, I'm sure.
Yes, I'm sorry to say that it is.
Indeed. That's why this case is our problem. There really isn't any need for you to get too involved.
Do you get the impression that George doesn't want us involved in this case? Well, Andre, if you're cooking food, I hope you do something
Hello,
better
Sheriff.
than that turkey sandwich. And this is Freckly Fiona, the horrific nurse.
We're here to see Usha. Do you know where he is?
I think Dr. Johnson is in the computer room.
A computer room? In a hospital?
Nice to meet you, Mr. FBI agent. The computer room is where our employees share a computer.
Very nice to meet you, too. I'm FBI Special Agent Francis York Morgan. But how did you know I was FBI?
Easy. None of the police in this town wear cologne.
Besides, that scar on your face is the biggest rumor in town.
Rumors get exaggerated as they spread, even in the countryside. What's that you're reading, if I may ask?
Liar's House. I want to read Liar's House.
It's a recent bestseller mystery. It's set in the U.S., a small traditional North American town close to the Canadian border. A peaceful, traditional place. However, that peaceful town is shattered by a terrible crime, the murder of a local girl. And that incident causes grief and sadness to everyone in town. But everyone feels the seditious, heinous evil still lurking alive. Yes, much like the situation right now here in Greenvale.
Fiona, don't say that.
Sorry, I shouldn't have said that. With Anna dead and all.
Don't worry. Books are written to entertain, and it's good you're enjoying it. What we're faced with here is a terrible crime committed in a real world. Much different from that of a novel. So there's no need to apologize.
Thank you, Agent York.
Dr. Johnson should be in the computer room. Yep. That makes sense, given that that's what they said. And, yeah. They aren't suspects. Let's go, Zach. So as you can see, there's tons, and I mean tons of pointless rooms in this hospital. Tons. Probably no point talking to George, given he's not especially friendly. I guess this is the computer room.
We couldn't find him.
Fiona needs to check her information.
No, I don't think so. Does the doctor like playing games by any chance?
What do you mean?
There's a message on the computer.
Street Fighter.
And a card key already set in place. The king passes the rook and meets the bishop. The knight takes a pawn along for the queen.
What does that all mean?
It's a simple puzzle. Zach, let's take him up on his challenge. You can do this, right?
See, I think we're just literally putting down the pieces. So the king passes a rook. Takes bishop. Knight takes pawn to the queen. Checkmate. And as we can see, it spells out criminal quick.
The doctor awaits below with the deceased.
Another code? But there's nowhere to insert a password.
More games. I'm going to get Fiona to call Usha up here right now.
No need, George. The message appeared with the card key. It's telling us where to use it.
This is not the time to be joking around, Agent Morgan.
Dr. Usha is below with the deceased. With Anna. Below being underground, I take it. Simple. Simple. Then it's time to meet the mischievous architect of this little game.
Nah.
Well, as you see there, this is why York's in the FBI, and, well, these guys are just small-time dorks. Now, if you don't mind, I'm going to have to pause briefly while I go use the bathroom, otherwise I may surely die. And I'm not really up for death just yet, so give me a minute. Okay. apologies for the time wasted there. But some things need to be done. So let's go meet the doctor. We'll be calling it an end to this chapter soon. Or this stream at very least, so sorry I had to take the pee break there, but it was that or death. I'm not so up for the idea of death just yet. Well, it looks to be down here somehow. Gotta assume there's a staircase around here. Maybe out here? No, this is locked as well. This is a big ass hospital. Ah, there we go. We got ourselves a slot for our key card. And yeah, looks like this was the right place to go. Guess we'll be meeting this mischievous doctor. He's called Usha, apparently. Presumably not the R&B star from the 90s. Whose star has long since faded. There's a vending machine there. And how are we doing for food anyway? Not that tired, not that hungry. Unlike me. I'm both tired and hungry. But in we go, and we're gonna meet the doctor. And it's getting near bedtime for me too, man.
Usha, sorry to keep you waiting.
Ah, you made it. Let's get started, shall we?
This is Agent Morgan from the FBI.
Nice to meet you. I'm Usha Johnson, the doctor in this hospital.
FBI Special Agent Francis York Morgan. Please call me York. Everyone calls me that.
I think Emily's beginning
Very
to get
well,
used to the
Agent
fact
York.
that he says that to literally everyone.
Are you a forensic practitioner?
Let's just say I've dealt with corpses before.
That battle of wits, by the way. Did you create that yourself?
I just wanted to see if our FBI agent could handle the task.
I see. Well, it was pretty fun.
Oh, I'm glad you liked it.
I like
We
the
don't have
warping
much
texture
time.
on her hair.
We need those autopsy results.
Next time, try challenging us without obstructing an investigation. You've angered the monarch.
Obviously, Usha's a big city slicker.
From the onset of rigor mortis, the stiffening of the muscles, the time of death is estimated to be between 20 and 2200 hours. That's still quite early for such a crime to take place. Note that there are 2 exterior wounds, pressure marks around the neck, and a long cut running from chest to abdomen. Blood marks on her right hand tell us she was gripping something round in her right hand. Her skull is also fractured, but that is unrelated to the cause of death. It probably happened to her after she was killed. Now, I first thought death by suffocation, due to the marks on her neck. But after further investigation, I now have a different conclusion. The direct cause of death was loss of blood from the wound.
Well, yeah, that probably would have been my first guess, given that she had a big, massive wound in her stomach.
Which
but hey.
means she was cut up while she was still alive.
Oh, well.
Yes,
yeah, there's
a
that.
sharp knife was used. It was inserted beneath the sternum and then quickly sliced downwards. The excessive loss of blood from her internal organs is what actually killed her. Her nails are
Emily's
clean,
not really used to
and
this
with
kind
no
of case
skin
in a
cells
small
from
town.
the attacker. She also doesn't appear to have been bound nor badly beaten. She was apparently killed without resistance. The most tragic thing, however, was that she was unable to speak her story to anyone who could hear her cries.
The perpetrator cut out Anna's tongue.
Well, I believe she was drugged first to phase her consciousness, and then the killer killed her. Now, the killer most likely has a deep, traumatized past concerning women. He probably cannot converse with them normally. Cutting out the tongue suggests a very lonely individual. Either that or a truly hardcore sadist.
Hey, wait a minute. I'm the FBI
You must
agent
get
here.
off
I
on
should be the one
watching
making wild
women
theories.
suffer, especially when they can't answer back. Man, he watched as the blood pumped from her body as she gradually grew cold. A case in Seattle in 1985 was much like...
Usha, please, limit your report to your findings as a doctor. Criminal profiling is my job.
You tell him, boy.
You're wrong, also. Anna died fully, deeply, painfully aware of what was happening to her.
But,
Tell me, what time did it stop raining on the night Anna was killed?
Just before I went to bed, right after the movie on TV ended, so around 1 a.m.
What movie was it?
An American Werewolf in London.
Ah,
Directed by
excellent.
John Landis, 1981. So the rain stopped, accompanied by the ending song, Blue Moon. George, would you mind if I examined Anna myself?
What more do you hope to find?
I'm sure I mentioned that I have a personal interest in cases like these.
Well, here we are, able to look around. His age isn't immediately apparent, although he can't be that old. Looks like a trustworthy doctor. I like his bling. Beautiful Emily. We shouldn't stare at her for too long. Yeah, probably right. After all, we are supposed to be. There's George. Still no hint of a smile. There's no reason we should focus our efforts on George, though. Yeah, that's a point. So he said about the tongue being cut out. Traces of evaporated liquid around the eyes. She must have cried before she was murdered. Tongue has been removed. Look at the edge of the stump. Lovely. Beautiful blonde hair, stunning even in death. It looks like really, really badly cooked spaghetti, but sure. Use your imagination. She's neatly wearing fake fingernails, as opposed to messily. Hey, that's a weird symbol on her hand. Judging from the impressions, she was holding something in her hand, but it was removed around 6 hours after death. The object was circular, with a relief shaped like a peace mark.
From her lack of resistance, I'd say that Anna's injuries happened very quickly. Unable to speak, she was then left to cry herself to death. Zach, it's all starting to come together. The perpetrator stayed with her for at least 2 hours until it stopped raining. At the estimated time of her death, it was still raining. But you can still see tear marks on her cheeks. That means she was killed under a roof somewhere. She was then carried into the woods after it stopped raining.
There's one other thing. Her tongue was removed with a very blunt knife. In fact, it's more likely it was simply chopped off.
Asha, are you a passionate man?
Well, not particularly, but I am man enough should the moment call for it.
George, how about you?
Very passionate. Yes. Especially when it comes to women. But I don't see what that has to do with anything.
George, the perpetrator is just like you. He's passionate about women. He's a passionate kisser. This was a kiss of death.
The perpetrator bit off Anna's tongue.
We'll never get a dental print from a wound like this. But this is still a big lead.
That's pretty horrible, you gotta admit.
Jackpot, Zach. A shame, but our old-time all-American sightseeing tour just came to an end. This case is now under the jurisdiction of the FBI. I'm assuming command. I'll need you to assist me in the investigation.
What in the hell do you mean, Agent Morgan? I know I said I was passionate, but you can't think I did this.
That's not why I'm assuming command, George. You're a suspect just as much as every other passionate man on Earth. Let me show you something.
Do passionate men bite tongues off? Like somebody bit my tongue. I wouldn't really call that passionate. But somebody has bit my tongue. It was weird. It was really weird.
There you go. Amazing, huh?
Because it was
I'm
deliberate.
sure you have a lot of questions, but most of the details are top secret. George, Emily, we should be going. No need to stay here any longer.
Okay. I have to sign the release. Just give me a moment.
Very well. I'll go on ahead. I can't take it any longer down here. Bishop takes queen. His rook takes your queen. Then your knight takes rook. And checkmate.
Huh?
My first victory in the Grandmaster ranking.
Well, go York, but hey, something's going on. Yeah, hospital wasn't like this before.
Zach, they're here.
They're here. This is gonna be where I call it an evening, because it's 11:05. I have to get a bath, iron a shirt, pack my clothes, and maybe even email over some lyrics actually. But yeah, the investigation is only really getting started. Sorry about the dicking about at the start of the video, but that was almost necessary. I think we better phone the FBI here. Costs you $1 to make a call. And next time, we'll be coming back to this nightmarish version of the hospital. And maybe you can hear that weird sobbing and crying. That means there's going to be enemies, I'm afraid. Clocks aren't working normally, as you can see. Time flows somewhat different here. And hey, that looks like Anna. But she's dead. That doesn't sound right. But this will be for next time. Next time we'll be carrying on our investigation in the case. So cheers for watching. Hopefully it's still holding your interest till next time. And that's probably not going to be till next Monday, because, well, I fly out tomorrow evening and I don't get back till quite late on Sunday night. So, not really ideal. But, we'll get there, don't worry. I'll be able to pick up the pace after this gig. Cheers for watching.